disrespectful to the people of this city, who in fact honor the work of the NYPD. Can't tell you how extraordinary the outpouring of feeling that I've experienced from New Yorkers of every kind, who feel very personally the loss of those two officers and feel what their families are going through. So at a time when I think the people of the city felt tremendous respect for the NYPD, some individual officers showed disrespect to the families and to the people of the city.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that, of course, is a soundbite that we played over and over today because of really the outrageous nature of it. Joining us now is Joseph Concannon, president of Integris Security and retired NYPD captain. Great to see you, sir.
Great to see you, sir.
First of all, before we get to the wonderful things you're doing, when you heard that from the mayor yesterday at a press conference designed to tout the crime statistics, and then he's asked a question about the cops turning their backs, what did you expect him to say, and what was your reaction to what he said?
Well, you know, the mayor lacks sincerity in his voice, all right? And I've been looking for that. We've been searching in our souls to find that the mayor of the city of New York would finally come out and admit that he was wrong, that he made a mistake, and that he really truly does support our police officers in all of our 5 boroughs. Didn't hear that. You know, his words ring hollow. He lacks that sincerity.
Yeah, well, I couldn't agree with you more. There's absolutely no emotion.
No.
But for him to escalate it, we had Pat Lynch on earlier. Yeah. And Pat Lynch, I asked him, I said, so are things, where do they stand since you made your remarks that got criticized for about blood being at City Hall? He said things have gotten worse because now, as evidenced by the shooting yesterday, he believes perpetrators believe that, you know, it's not so bad to shoot a cop now.
You know, free speech is at the center of everything that happens in New York City. Everybody wants a voice, and I'm all for that. And so are our police officers. As a matter of fact, that's what they defend every single day of the week. But this mayor, his dangerous rhetoric has set certain radical elements in this city loose. And his mismanagement of a variety of the demonstrations that have happened in the city have literally gotten our police officers hurt. That's got to stop.
Yeah, another way to look at this, as Pat had mentioned, is he went way out of his way to defend the First Amendment rights of the protesters, even those who, you know, he got angry when someone brought up that some of them harmed police officers, said we want dead cops. Yet here, the police officers are using their First Amendment rights by simply turning their backs, and here he says that he's insulting the family, insulting the city. Double standard there, I think.
Well, you know, let me say this about our police officers in New York City. You'll find no greater defenders of our Constitution and our right to free speech than you will in the hallways of police precincts throughout this city. Our police officers come to work every day, and what they want to do is they want to defend the public. They want to make this city safer. And they actually know what the law is, and they struggle with this every day because they want to catch the bad guys, but they know there are limits to their activities. And this is a struggle, a push-pull that goes on every single day of the week.
Well, the facts are that, according to statistics, not only is New York City the most diverse police force in the country, but also the complaints, you know, against police officers have steadily declined year after year after year. So for the mayor to stand there and say that the police force has been racist for decades and I'm afraid they're going to harm my son, I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
You know, I'll say this again. I'll defend to the death the right of free speech here in the city of New York. Our police officers and their ability to say it, as well as the public and their freedom to go out and speak their voice and have it heard. There's a model that has consistently proven successful over the years through the Giuliani administration, then carried through the Bloomberg administration. There was no reason to upset that model and do something different. All it did was it created a chaos in the city of New York, which is just, you know, this is the most beautiful city on the face of the earth. And some of the kindest, most compassionate people that you would ever, you know, and most tolerant too, to be honest with you. All right, so what happened here with the mayor, you know, he says he wants to bring all the, you know, the police officials into a powwow.
Right.
And, you know, and he says, come on, please come in, guys, you know? And then everybody agrees to go in, and what does he do? He has a staff behind the scenes
Calling the media.
calling
yeah.
up every
speak ill
single
of
elected
the
officials
police
to
officers.
badmouth what's going on in NYPD.
You mentioned the people of New York, and you're taking it to the streets, so to speak. You're taking it to each borough. Tell the
certainly
folks
are.
what you're doing.
Well, what we're doing is we're organizing rallies, pro-police rallies. They're nonpartisan. You know, public safety and the security of our city cuts through every thread. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or you're a Republican
Sure.
or quite frankly, what your political persuasion may be.
We all need the police.
We all need the police, and quite frankly, that's what made this city grow at the pace it did. You know, I discussed during my city council run a year ago that at the center core of everything in this city is public safety. Once you establish the safety of the citizens, what happens, Steve? You create jobs.
Sure.
All right. You take the disorder away from the streets.
Everything turns around. We've
You
seen it
clear
happen
out
in
the
this city.
fear.
Yeah.
You'll find any street here in Manhattan. The bars are open at night. The people are free to walk the streets at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Where could people get involved with your rallies for police? If,
Well, we're up on Facebook. There's a Facebook event page, Support Your Local Police.
Okay.
We found that some Democratic associations as well as Republican clubs have posted it up.
Okay, great.
So they can, you know, if they just search Facebook for Support Your Local Police, they'll find it.
Great.
The first rally is January 13th at Queens Borough Hall.
Okay, well, I hope to make it out there. If not, I'll see you soon, certainly, and great job. And
Thank you very much.
Thank you for everything
And
you've
thanks
done.
for
and
having
everything
us
you do.
on.
My pleasure. All right, folks, we're coming back. We're going to go spinning the law with Kendall Coffey. Stay tuned now for tips on back pain before we do that.
Hi, my name is Dr. Kiran Patel. I'm an interventional pain management specialist and an anesthesiologist. It's estimated that at any given time, about 31 million Americans suffer from low back pain. Severe low back pain that limits you from your daily activities is certainly reason that you should see a healthcare provider. Any back pain that's associated with lower extremity weakness or numbness, if there is any history of trauma related to the onset of back pain, if there is any fever associated, any history of cancer, any history of low back pain in the past, but now this new pain that you're experiencing is different from that typical pain. These are all reasons in which you should definitely see a healthcare provider.